Welcome back! Bonjour, hi, welcome to Behind My Cloud. It's a stream. I'm Frank Boucher. Please introduce yourself in the chat. Always happy to learn who's watching, interacting with me. It's always a pleasure to have you. And for the next 2 hours, I'm starting a little bit earlier today because I have a meeting I want to, not that I need, I want to attend. So that's why I started a bit earlier today. But still, I want to stream 2 hours, so that's why I start a little bit earlier. Already have people in the chat, regulars, so very happy to see you. Happy New Year's to all of you. It's the first stream of the year. I've been busy during the holiday, working on different projects, kind of like breaking everything. And today, well, we'll start fixing a lot of things. I My C drive on my main PC was getting full, and you see that little bar under the drive, it was red all the time. So I bought a new, and I say, you know what? I feel like I should format all drive, because at some point you move like document in a D drive or like different stuff, and like then you cannot delete them because they are used by another process or whatever. So I said, you know what? I will format everything. And with that comes the responsibility of making sure you back up everything and reinstalling. Reinstalling was super fast, really nice. Use Winget a lot. And yesterday, after I was done with most of the install, I learned a new trick with Winget. So I was like, oh, dang it. But, I will be ready for next time. Or maybe I should blog about it or test it or something. How to chain the command and like generate kind of a script automatically. So I thought it was pretty cool. I also have a lot of fun with NeoVim. So NeoVim is a editor in the terminal. I picked NeoVim because it seems to be more active recently. No reason. It's not because I prefer it. Like, I'm a little bit low. Nah, I stay there. I'm also a lot big. Let's go this way. Yeah. So no preference. Why Vim, NeoVim? Like, I picked NeoVim because seeing some activity video more recent were NeoVim. So I don't want to. If you are like super fan of Vim, I don't want to offend you or whatever. Just pick that one because I picked one. Yeah. Yeah, share your plan, what you did during the holiday. If you had time off, did you still code? I'm curious to know what people do. I know I like to do that. I read some books. I code a little bit, not too much. I was trying also to kind of. My plan was to spend a lot of time outside, but around here, temperature went super hot, so all the snow melt, and we had nothing left to do outdoor activity because it was just ice everywhere. But now it was warm, so like not fun. But now we're getting again below zero, or like below freezing temperature, and this morning it's snowing. So we'll see. I didn't check how much snow we are expecting, but yeah. Yeah, right? It was so. Here was I didn't know in Switzerland you had the same thing. Like those who really got it hard was the U.S. Like with tons of snow, freezing temperature, like super crazy cold. They were not prepared for that kind of a thing. So I feel bad for them because pipe broke, water pipe broke, and stuff like that. Here we had, because of like it was so warm, it created extremely strong wind, and it was just following ice, rain, and stuff like that. So a lot of people went out of electricity, outage, or like no electricity for a long period. Some like 2 days, 3 days, and we're not talking about 10 people. We're talking about thousands of peoples. But I got lucky. I know I was not in my house. I was at my in-laws when that happened, and they didn't have any power outage. But here I know I missed some electricity, but probably not very long, because when I came back, things were flashing. So like, like the microwave is flashing, lost the time. So like, okay, I missed some electricity, but doesn't feel like anything missed very long. So got lucky. Yeah. So plan of today, I was expecting to have to work a bit more on the stream, make it work, but look like it's not too bad. I have stuff that I don't understand where it is, but like I have a white bar here, and I'm not sure where that comes from. Let's see. Oh, okay, it's my other screen. That's good. Excellent. CB is present, by the way. So if you drop like Stefan just did, let's kick off the dropping session. Yay. Okay, cool. All right, so we have all that. So yeah, so plan of the day was to fix all of that, but looks like it's working. Oh, I said CB was there. Hey CB, how are you? Good, excellent. I need to add more stuff with CB, but I was hoping. Subscriber? Oh no, I don't want that. I don't want that. Where is it? Let's I don't want a subscriber thing. Oh, no, that I want, and this. If I try again. Okay, that's better, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. If I... No. It's because I'm on another PC and it thinks like it's a different one. That's why. Okay, that's cool. I wanna... no, I don't want to put too much emphasis on the... There it is. I think that's good. Cool. And let's clear the chat. Let's keep it. Two. And I'm back here. Excellent. I really thought you were about to land, Stefan. Let's put some... Going slow. Okay, so yeah. So you mentioned earlier that you work on some APIs, Stefan. Let me check again. What was it? Did some setup with API management in my own domain. Definitely works. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I know. Like I'm not sure if you like you if you're the definitely works. I'm not sure if or the sounds or if it's for API management with the custom domain. But yeah, I know it works, and that's cool. Was it for the URL shortener or like your own project? There it is. I'm all set. Just be back 1 second. There it is. Excellent. Cool. Okay. So yeah, let's yes, the URL shortener migrating completely to Logic App and calling the API management. Migrating completely to Logic App and calling it via an API management. So you install what? What's Logic App in there? Why are you using Logic App? Is it V1? You're doing the redirect via Logic App? Oh yeah, Logic App is awesome. Like in the project I'm working on right now that we will work today, I'm using Logic App. I've been using Logic App for so long. In fact, the project I want to work today is reading notes, and the system, the Logic App I was working on was created. I think it's 2015 or 13. I forgot. But I like the schema was so old that I couldn't open it again. So I migrated that, and I was like, oh, you know what? I should change it because it's using different tech, and now a few services are not available anymore. So I was like, okay, let's try to migrate. So yeah, that's what we'll be working on today, and I'm doing a little bit less in Logic App and try to do more in code, Azure Function and stuff, because I can change code quickly and just like push it, or like push it, have it at a different place to test, and then like merge. It will be redeployed with a CI/CD, and then the system is up to date. So yeah, did a PowerShell as well to redirect work as well via API management, only via Azure Function, not runbooks. So, okay, well, that's cool. Like I know the redirect now. Like I like, are you running V1? Because V2 required some authentication with AD, and V3 now is like the URL shortener is just like the redirect. There's nothing else. Though you could with API management call the URL redirect for one, and for the other one get the Azure function from the API, the Tiny Blazor admin, deploy those two things, and with API management have kind of like a unify interface. That could be a solution. Oh, I could do that for people who want to have like a no front end. I wanna create like one of the project I wish I will have time to do will be to create like a CLI, so people could just like do whatever they want with it. Okay. Let's plan a few to-dos for today. To add that music is very smooth. A mix of V1 and V3 on Logic. Okay, that's cool. First configuration and storage account, and now using SharePoint list connect. Wow, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's nice. I love that. I like that people are like using that project and building their own stuff with it. Like I'm not, like I think that's nice. Like, oh, people will see this, it's, oh, that look cool, and like pick some pieces and build their own stuff. I really like that. Yeah. Do you write blog posts and stuff? Like, I would love to. What's making that noise? I would love to read something about it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I need to reach out to them. Like, intro to the Reno project. That will be our first to do. Boom, and it's working. Excellent. And then you know what? I'm not sure where I am. So yeah, I think that will be the only one for now. And once I kind of like show where I like the project and everything, I think we'll know what needs to be done next. I think I have it saved, and I need to kind of like put back notes together. So let's do that. So no, let's start one. Cool. So reading notes. Let's open a new window. Reading notes is a project I've been working on for a while. It's the third version I'm working on, and there's multiple repository kind of like based on that, and I have a different approach now. So where is it? And I'm kind of scavenging, is it the good word? I think picking pieces from the previous version and rearranging them in a different order. Yeah, reading notes, cool. So reading notes, very high level, is I don't like to read on screen, so I use a service to remove all ads. Let's go on DevTO, and let's pick blog posts. Okay, so we have here that blog post, and to remove this part and this part, I use here Pushlight Reader. So it removed everything just like that, and you could send it to Kindle. I'm using Kindle. So when I do that is nice, but then when I'm ready to collect all my notes, so then I will read the article and I will put like you could on Kindle, you could highlight and put notes. So that's when I do like, oh, that was a nice post, blah 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 blah. And after also I put between square brackets some tags. So just like convention from me, and I do that systematically. And with that, then I can publish my reading notes on my blog. So reading notes, like that one is different because it was books, but this one, for example, here, so like they have categories, and like it's the title with the link opening to going to the article, the author, and my little note, and those are arranged by category. So I have cloud programming, miscellaneous. I have another one that is top of the suggestion of the week, when I think it's like, whoa. I forgot. I have podcasts. The podcast is added manually. So anyway, so that's what I want to generate. So the problem was when I just send to Kindle, I have the article, the blog post in my Kindle, I can add the note, but then all those notes are saved in a file called clippings. and then like I put that files in, I connect my Kindle, I drop that files on OneDrive, and then it trigger a Logic app to generate the rough, like the draft of that blog post. But then I don't have like it's just my notes with probably the title. I think that's all I have. So that's not very useful. So that's why I want to build something, and I want to keep the URL. I want to keep the author. I want to keep when I had that in there. And then, so I have this. So now I have here a little booklet, like a bookmark. And if I click that, if I come back to the article, I could click this. It pops a little window. And what it does, it's calling a Logic app. The Logic app will then use the services that I embedded in an Azure function, because it's an open source. The Pushlight, I will show you soon. Pushlight is a service, so I wrapped that in an Azure function. Why it's taking so long? There it is. So now if I look on my device, I will have the article. So this is like, this little bookmark is calling the Logic app, sending the URL, and I can save all the information. And after that, when I'm ready to put the thing, I put the clipping, and I have another service that will take all my notes with the title, make a query to the database, put everything together, and I will be able to generate the notes. And less work for me to go back again on the blog post, take the author name, put it like, like there's a lot of manual work that needs to be done. Now it will be done automatically, so it's a time saver for me. So that's why, like, in version 3 there's kind of like, I call that module. I'm not sure it's module, it's maybe more period or time frame. So you have the pre-reading. The pre-reading right now is done. We did it at the last stream. It's really, I have a nice post. So like this little bookmark, the Logic app, if I go in my portal, I think that's the one. So when I receive an article, I extract from it the URL that is passed in parameter. I call the Azure Pushlight. I will show you that. I wrap that in an Azure function. It's unfortunately it's its own Azure function or function app, because it's in JavaScript or Node, and everything else is done in C# because I'm a .NET developer. But I still can code in JavaScript. I just feel very, very uncomfortable doing it, and I like strong type. Yeah. So, and then like I'm parsing the stuff. I'm converting it to docs to send it to Frank Words. I should have sound effect. Fritz. Let's take it again. To send a document to my Kindle, I need, like, there's multiple ways, but the best result I found was when I send it as a Word document, so docx. So the output of this, when it cleans everything, it returns like, oh, I can show you what it returns. In fact, I think I have it here. Clipping parser. Yeah, cool. Let's go full mode. Let's go like this. So this is my clipping. This is my clipping. So this is my clipping. So I have my note, I have the title, I have like where I put the notes, I have some information, and here is my notes. If I zoom, how do you do that again? I think it's this. See, cool. So This year, this is my notes, my note for like my one comment about this thing. So awesome news, and not only for the Docker part. And I have like dev, WSL2, WSL, Linux, Windows. And what I do is I use the first tag, the first whatever in square bracket to become the category. So I need to know those categories. So I parse that and then I return this. The node converter, like that's what I'm working on, but that's the clipping. Are you creating a summary? Some kind of TLDR functionality? Let's have a look. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, but not really. It's just my notes. I keep reading stuff, so it's really notes. But I like that. Yeah. Too long. I don't read that. That's cool, but no, like it's more why I think this is good. And of course, I give a little bit of context, but most of the time the context is in the title. Like, so here, Key Vault, then like, it's about Key Vault. So say, yeah, security is essential. So, and I completely like, blah, 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 or like best article if you want to get started on something. So like I have a critique well done and stuff like that. But it's really for me to remember, because then I will talk to colleague or like people are asking me questions and I'm like, yeah, I have something if when you want to use API management with your own domain. Let me say I read something, and then I could come to my blog and search. And eventually, once I had something to read everything, that's also a thing I will be able to build when I have one central and I own my own database. I'll be able to have something, and I will be efficient at searching back what I read. Because I started that. I usually do a reading notes once a week. So 536 is the one of this week. So you could tell that I've been doing that for a while. Yeah. So I parse that, I convert that, I save the file, and then I send it. Right now it's sending it to two databases, because what we did on last stream and what I kind of fix during Christmas, not fix, but use or experiment with, was I was sending it to Cosmos database. I don't know why I forgot the S here. So that was great, worked great and everything. But I think it's way too much for what I need. And the reason why is Cosmos database is like a super powerful database that can give you super efficient across the globe stuff. And I was like, well, it's only used by me. And like 3-4 times a week. By year, I will add, I don't know, between 500 and 700 records. So it's a small database, one user, very not frequent. So initially I took Cosmos DB because I was like excited to try it, have a project, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, it will work. But then I was like, it's not good for like what I need, so I need another project to use this one. But for that specific project, it made no sense, even though it was working. But because I want to validate that everything was working and blah blah blah, so I decided to go again with the storage because those projects are tiny, right? So that's why I thought it could be interesting to have like storage. So I use, again, just like the URL shortener, I use the storage. So right now I'm saving it here, but I will probably remove that, and I'm also inserting it into Azure Storage. And then I send the document, so the Word document, I send it to a specific, that I won't show, I send it to a specific email that is now taken by Amazon services and send it to my Kindle. And then I respond with that little message, hey, like, your document is ready. So that's what I do. So that was kind of the pre-reading. So if we look in the project, initially the pre-reading is that. Now what I'm working on is the summary generation. So if I go here in summary generation, we have kind of a schema here where I'm dropping from the e-reader, I'm clipping all the notes and stuff in OneDrive. That will trigger a Logic app. And then it will do a bunch of stuff. So right now I'm working on all those components. Before there was a lot of content in there, and now I'm trying to do differently. So for example, to convert the clipping, I'm using an Azure function. I will try to migrate as much code as I can in an Azure function, and the Logic app is really there to orchestrate. So we'll call, my first thought was like, oh, I should do like a function, what's it called again? Durable function. And I forgot why I didn't use it. Because I did some tests with durable function. It's a great product. I forgot why I didn't use it. Was it because it was not supporting .NET 7? I don't think so. Forgot. There was one reason I was like, nah. Or debugging? I forgot. No, I really like Logic app, so at the end I decided to pick Logic app, but I forgot why I didn't pick durable function. But durable function will be the equivalent, except it's only code. And back then I was really focusing, try to, oh, you know what, like, I think I prefer code instead of no code. This is for me, and it's easier for me to edit text than like having a visual and try to understand what it was doing, because then I need to see the code to really understand, you know, instead of like, oh, I see a square, and like hiding the code to make it simple. Then every time I need to still go check the code. So I thought, yeah, I want to migrate everything to code, but then I forgot why, but it was not perfect. So I decided, okay, I will have a bunch of pieces of code. Logic app will do is what it does the best. It's an integration tool. So I will integrate my Azure function and different things. For example, in this plan here, I was planning to use Azure Container Instances to create different document and convert them and stuff like that. Now I don't do that anymore. I use Azure Container App. So I have something that, oh, I'm using that also in the previous one. So why I'm using this one, parse a flat file? I'm using it also in the previous one where I convert HTML to docs. I'm using Pandoc in a container. So anyway, so here I want to loop in each notes and reconnect everything, and that's what I'm working on right now. I also, so that's the plan. I know I need to clean that up because it's been so long and it's confusing. So Pushlight parser, let's put that in the chat. I'm using a good question. So Stefan is asking if what kind of Azure Logic App I'm using. Um, for this kind of service, since it's only calling that just a few times by week, uh, like there will be two. In fact, there will be three probably. It will be probably two. Probably two Logic apps. So there's the one called when I'm sending, like remember there's multiple processes. In the pre-reading, there's one Logic app. This one is consumption because I'm just calling it a few times. Like every time I found an article, oh, that's interesting. Let's send it. So I have one call. So I will pay for that one call. If I'm using what's the other one, standard, then it's more like a plan. Though I could join a plan on a website or something like that and just like save because it's low resources. So that's usually the strategy. That's what I was doing. No, standard didn't exist before. So yeah, it's consumption because it's only a few times. And for the when I'm creating the summary, it will be another Logic app, but that one is really call once a week. Except if there's a problem and I want to, debugging and try to do it, run it more than once. But usually it's only one, so that's why I use consumption. But a good question. The standard mode is like you have a plan and you pay kind of a plan fee. So like you have allocated resources. It's a fix. That's the word I was looking for. So fixed fee for the month or by hour, like I forgot, but then you could put many different things in that plan. So you could also have a website and like different resources inside that same plan. So that's a good question. So yeah, so here I'm like, it's just a wrapper around the Pushlight parser. So Pushlight parser is, like I said, is the Mercury. Now it's not true. It was another company and got bought by Pushlight. So they have many different services where you could read online. They have many different services. So I took that one. So it's parsing, extracting the content from the chaos. And that's what it returns, right? So from a blog post, it will know the title, the content is returned, like I was saying, it's pure HTML, and that's the piece I'm converting into a Word document. The author is there, the date was published, have a lot of information in there. So that's what I'm saving. And then from the clipping, remember, this thing, what I need to do then when I'm creating the summary is find, let's say, announcing WSL2. That's a very old one article. So then I need to go back into this and search and find a matching title. And then from that, I will have the information saved in my clipping, the information saved in this initial blob, and I will be able to have all the information to create one note. And then with that, I will be able to stack them to create reading notes or a summary. So Pushlight, the parser, so I did this, so I wrap it up in an Azure function. Like I said, it's his own Azure Function app because it's a node, and all the others that we'll see in a few seconds are in a different Azure Function app because they are in C#. The only thing I did different with this parser here, so if we go in the code, yeah, it's here, is instead of just like sending whatever output, the clean post that I call it, it's a little bit small, and let's move to the right. Boom. So instead of just sending this, what I do is I had a partition key, and I did that when I switch and I plan to save on storage because I need a partition key and a row key. So I had those properties, so it's easier in the logic app. I don't need to open and change the object. The object already have. That's what I mean, like the logic app in my final plan is just an integration tool. I don't want any business logic inside the logic app. It just, okay, I'm calling this services, I'm calling that, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, but like there's no, oh, I need to add this, or like how I must search and like blah blah blah. Like it just calling other services. So right now I had those two properties. It was fun for me because I didn't know how to do that in JavaScript, messing around with the dates. And right now what I do is partition key is the year and the month. So I should have like a few articles by that. So I will have like kind of the same size partition, not too many. And most of the time I will be searching in one partition, maybe two if like the time I'm doing the summary is really between 2 months, or it's an article I took forever to read, because sometimes like have so many articles that kind of piling up. What's the word I'm looking for? Like I'm having latency, delay in my reading. So yeah, and row key is just, initially I thought that could be the URL, and I thought it could be very 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 long. So I decided, you know what, I would just create a new GUID, and yeah, like bunch of, so that's what I use. So I know when I'm getting, okay, I want this one, there's only one. Yeah, so that's Pushlight. And then now one also things that I did is, and I think I will also do that for the URL shortener. I'm not sure, like I'm experimenting with that one. It's the first time I do that. I'm not sure yet if it's a good idea or not, but since I have multiple projects that use the same libraries, the same objects, I feel bad sometimes at creating again the same object in a different library. So what I did is I created like a library. So I said reading notes domain, and then inside my Azure function, different Azure function, I could call that library, and I have the object. So the object is defined in a common places. So for example, in the URL shortener, because I know you might be more familiar with the URL shortener, is whatever you're using the URL shortener, Azure function, or the Tiny Blazor admin, the class will be there, and that's where I could also have all the functionality. So you could even have like another one if you want to create your own Azure function, and you could use that library and have all the object defined and all the code, the logic in there. So I think I will probably do that in the optimization of the code. I know I have like some work to do in the URL shortener anyway, and for the Blazor part, mostly done reading the David Pine books about Blazor. But yeah, so I did that, and because I thought it was fun, let's go. Is it? I forgot. Let's move this page here for 2 seconds. Yep, come on. What? Come on. Go in the corner there. Why are you so slow? Come on. So what I did is I created a NuGet package. Yay! So I created my first NuGet package. Yay! Indeed! I was very excited to do that. Oh, you land, Stefan. Did CB react? That's strange. I need to change the configuration. I'm sorry that CB didn't react for you. It's because I need to change the configuration of the drop game to have a lending message in the chat, and then CB will catch that to react. Sorry about that. But yeah, you drop. What was your score? I think you could go and do stats with an S to see your stats. Or score, I always forgot. 41 something, cool. So yeah, so I created my own NuGet package, and it was way more. It was easier than I thought. So here I have like library containing the classes for the reading note domain. Yeah, connect the bunch of information. Yeah, so I'm using that version 101. Initially. .NET CLI, yeah. So you could do that and have that. So we'll see how it goes. It was initially I was like, oh, should I use Module and GitHub? And I thought, that would be like, I don't know. I felt like this will be more practical. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. But I'm happy that I did that for now. I feel like I'm huge in the screen. Can I go smaller? Of course I can. I want to be smaller. Yeah. Cool. Could be better. The score, you mean? Or my code? Both it. See, it could be better, it could be worse. Like, I won't even land. And if it's my code, well, I will take the critique. Oh, there's a cake. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so that's the logic app. Don't think we need that anymore. Let's go. So I have a bunch of resources right now because I have the application container, I have the Cosmo DB here, but I will clean that up. So now we're working on another set of Azure function really to aggregate all the information. So this is in reading tools. The reading tools, and here I say, oh, the reading tools have this, but it's not true. They will have the my clipping parser. This is true. It was done before in a container, and I thought it was super clever. Like I think it was an exercise for me to use that, but then I was like, nah. So I moved the code inside. The thing I like about the having it in a container is anybody could use the my clipping parser. They don't need to want to have the reading notes. Now that I'm doing it inside the reading notes tool, it's really kind of like, yep, it's part of. I'm focusing on the reading notes, and I think that's good. Nobody really used my clipping parsing anyway. It's not like other tool I build that people are using. Nobody used that one, so I will use whatever tool it makes sense. And now I'll have like a method to extract the tags and a bunch of different things. So that's what we are working on. Why are you blocked? Cool. What was that one? The domain, that's cool. That's a blog post, a reading notes, this. So right now we are in the middle, I think, where we'll focus and converting a note. Yeah, so I'll have one Azure function that will be called multiple times by the logic app, and that one will get the information from the clipping, convert it into like a partially notes, and then get the information, so extract the tags from the notes, remember, between the square brackets, and filling the information saved previously. And I think that's where I am right now. So right now we're working in that section here. If it's not clear, don't be shy, ask question. And if you just here to lurk and enjoy your stuff, it's totally fine also. I'm just trying to make it clear, and it also helped me to see if there's any trouble in my logic, if I would say. So the code is here. So that's the domain. Cool. And do I have just one? Look like I have only one, so let's call a new and I'm still working in Visual Studio Code. I'm not ready yet to use in NeoVim because I don't think it supports the Azure function. Yeah, like, but I install LPS, so I have like an OmniSharp is there, so like compiling stuff and everything. It looks really cool, but I'm not ready yet, I think. So I want to go here. So I think, where are we? If I look at the call I was doing, I think it's node converter. So I'm passing one note. Yeah, okay. So I have, okay, so here in my, okay, yeah, it's true. Let's spend some time. Let's go to the left. The way I structure my project here, I have the functions. Inside the function, I have the Kindle one. So the Kindle one is the my clipping parser. That one is really receiving the blob. So if we go here, clipping parser, I'm really receiving like a bit, like that's the content of the flat file coming from my Kindle, and it's returning an array of JSON object. Okay, so then I will take one of, so then like I return that to the logic app, and the logic app will say, okay, you know what, for each one, send it and calling another Azure function. The reason why I'm doing that is it will take a few minutes, maybe not minutes, but like it will take times to change information, connect to the database, extract the information, blah blah blah, send an email, like do a bunch of stuff, and I don't want a timeout, because if you stack all, let's say it's 20 seconds or 30 seconds, if you stack all those in one reading nodes, like usually it's between 5 and 15 notes, so I'm afraid I will be close to timeout, and that's why with Logic App, like I don't care about timeouts. With an Azure function, I have a timeout, and that's why initially I was thinking about durable function, because durable function are an integrator also. Well, like that's one of the things they can do. They can fan out and a bunch of stuff, but it could be like a kind of a process where it's waiting for the answer of the previous step before calling the other one. So it was also a good alternative. So right now what we do is we're called getting one of those, so one notes, but here, see, I don't have the URL, I don't have the author, because in clippings most of the time it's not there. I think sometime I have it. Yeah, sometime I have it. If not, I will be adding it, because I should have it in the other one. So that's the thing I need to do. So that was the Kindle, and then I have the note converter, so we'll be working on that today. That's the plan. And I have the helpers that is empty. Why helpers is empty? Because I work on a different branch on a different machine. So I don't have the last version of the code. Excellent. So let's go here in the domain. You know what? Oh, one thing I forgot was there's a new version of Gitkraken, and I was planning to spend time. Oh, I didn't update this laptop, so it will be in the next stream. There's a lot of new stuff in Gitkraken, the new animation. Though I think I like, I don't know, like it looked cool, but I like the other one. It was a little bit more cartoonish. But yeah, so they already, so version 1 and now 101, 901 is there. Behind my cloud, I need to add more repos in here. So let's do that. Add repository. I want to use Pushlight parser, and after that is reading notes, reading notes domain, reading notes tools. Those are the one I need right now. Okay, so AZ parser. Do I have that? Yeah, AZ, it's here. Okay, so yeah. It's in GitHub, FBoucher, and here. Yeah. What was the error? Cannot read, okay. Main, 5 behind, cool. And now chatbot, I don't need that now. The domain, let's do that. I think I have it right. So reading node domain. And the tool. Interesting. Oh yeah, that I changed. I'm just surprised. Can I fetch all? So I have all the version. Okay. Kind of surprised though. Whoops. Don't need that one. I will keep the release. This I don't need one. And so domain is good, and tool is good also. Cosmo. Oh, because I'm in Cosmo. I should change branch because I'm not the Cosmo anymore. Yeah, I was. Oh, yeah, it's true. I was planning to add Cosmo. I start doing that and decide I'm not doing it. Okay, but here I'm in my main. I need to change to Cosmo. It's that time of the day to reboot your stream. Sure, Surly Dev is here. I'm not sure. Did it? I think it didn't screw up everything last time. I forgot. But happy to see you. Well, I saw you yesterday on Rubber Tables stream. It was nice. It took me forever. It's like, hey, this is Surly Dev. Yeah, I was like, in fact, I was fixing the stream because, like I was saying earlier in the stream, just replay the same message. Well, did you clip it? What am I? My phone is buzzing at the same time. I thought I had some kind of a. It's a bit. I'm not sure I like that thing. I was using the highlight stuff from Twitch. Like, it's cool that you are a VIP, but I'm not sure I like it that it's like that huge. So I'm sorry, I will turn it up. Hopefully you don't mind. I feel like it's, putting a lot of emphasis. Happy New Year! Yeah, Happy New Year too. For me, it's Happy New Year. I got nice holiday Christmas time for me. Was in see a bunch of family with good. Didn't get sick in the process. Also good. Celebrate my. Yeah, see, now it's gone. But you have the little icon. I love the icon, the little diamond thing. But yeah. Oh, maybe I could put Stefan as a VIP too. Everyone should be VIP on my stream. You're all good cloudies. So yeah, so I think we'll merge that into main. Though it's not working. It's just, can we rename a branch? Is it a really bad thing to do? I think it's a really bad thing to do, right? Yeah, we'll stay into Cosmo, but really it's not Cosmo anymore. So now we should have. Now we have Cosmo. Cool. I think also an important part of that logic will be to create projects. So right now I don't have any project for that. What? I don't have any projects open? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. I have one, reading notes. Oh, interesting. So I could have new view. I could create different view, like, I think I will do that. That would be cool. That's big. That would be cool. So we could have different views, like to do, and then having views for like a pre-reading process, summary generation, and after that I want some kind of UI where I can edit online, because right now I edit in Visual Studio Code, but I feel I could have a lot of more automation online, and also is I would like to be able to do that from anywhere. So that would be cool. So if I don't have, I don't know, I'm somewhere else, I could just like upload the file there and just like it still work, right? So I think that could be interesting. Oh, cool. So I have a few things, but I think I need to think by myself before doing it with you guys. Cloudies, because otherwise it will be very confusing and in a project that is already confusing. Did you do anything special for the how do you say that, the festive and other celebrating season? Cool. So let's go back into this. And now do I have helpers? Yeah, see, now I have helpers. Cool. There's unresolved dependencies. Yeah, no kidding. Let's try to do a .NET build. How is it? Must have. Oh yeah, it's in process, right? So it's maybe not even compiling. That's me. I went to my sister's on Christmas Day and other evening and a couple of days later, and then chill out. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, I saw family too. I travel a lot during the holiday. I went to Gaspé. So Montreal, Gaspé is about 1,000 kilometers. So I did that, and 6 days after I came back. A lot of driving. I bought a new car. In fact, I'm about to pick it up next Monday. So, yep. I say car, like it's more like a SUV. It's the family truck when we travel and like do stuff all together, so it needs to be a little bit bigger. So, why? So, the problem was in this cloud storage account. Hey! C'est juste un tas de déchets. Hello, Mr. Robert Table. How are you? Happy to see you. It was a nice stream yesterday, and I was fixing my stream yesterday while watching you. So. Well, yesterday I was on Robert Table stream. It was trying to say pile of crap. At first, it was saying, I want to say it's not good. And I was like, okay, there's the French way, the proper French way, say, so it's not good saying ce n'est pas bon. But then if I was about to say that, I would say probably more in Quebecois, so it's like kind of feel more, it's more felt. It's more like, so it will be c'est de la merde, meaning like it's shit. And then from there, it was like, oh, how do you say like it's a pile of trash? Like if you want to say something like this is a pile of trash. And like Google translated to tas de déchets. But I was like, yeah, we don't say that. So it was a lot of fun translating all those things. What? Thank you for all the kind words last night, by the way, Robert Deborah. Well, that's good. That's good. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, why you're using different cloud storage? Did I add in my project? Maybe I'm missing the. Oh yeah, I have Cosmo, but I'm not using it. I need the. No, that should be good. Maybe because let's try something here. Let's do a .NET clean. And now a .NET. .NET. I'm not sure if I change the container on my main machine, so that container here, we just kind of refresh the code, so like the container maybe doesn't have, I like see here it's still .NET 6. Okay, I'm doing it in .NET 6. I thought I was doing it in .NET 7. See, that's kind of a, that's one thing I was not sure. Okay, so let's try a restore. Okay. And now if we try the build, and it's also possible that I commit, like since I'm in a branch, not the main one, maybe I commit because of, dinner time and just like push my code and it's not even compilable right now. That's also a very strong possibility. So clipping should be there. If I go here, see I have my domain here. Oh, is it because it's not? Yeah, Frank, you need to add the using. Yeah, of course I need to. I did my first NuGet package, Surly and Robert Table. That was pretty cool. I did that during the holiday. I did my first NuGet package, published that. And I did that for on purpose of having it, having a class library easy reachable between different projects, or different Azure function and different things. So I thought, doing like a, hey, add package and it's my library, I will be easier than using Git module or other things. Easy? I was expecting, a shitload of problem. But honestly, it was really easy. I can show you. The project is just here. Yeah. So I did like a class library. Okay, so it's in .NET, but like in whatever language you're using, it's just like a class library. So it's a bunch of class. That was my goal, at least, having like objects defined there. And maybe I will have some kind of helper also, but for now, it's just class. And what I did is you have in your projects, so in .NET, it's like you have this, and usually you have like a few, I think it go up to here, the property, so you have your version, like, a bunch of stuff, and then you had author, company, the description, package tag, the license, the GitHub repository. You do this, and that's it. And then you do .NET, I forgot what it was, .NET package, or yeah, publish, and then you could like do that. But instead what I did, I was like, you know what, if I do this, I should have something that to publish it for me, because see, I did it like a few days ago and I forgot. So I was like CI/CD all the way. So I create a flow. So now when I push my code into main, it does that for me. So I have a flow that just compile the code and push it. Eventually I should have like if it's just classes, I don't need to run tests. But if I'm about to add more complexity in there, like logic, business logic, then I will have to run tests because it's a NuGet package. It's not just like a project in GitHub. I felt it's a little bit more exposed. It's a finished thing, so we'll need to do that. So that's one of the reason. And right now, see, you specify the version, and it's just this, and it works. So now, do I still have it open somewhere? No. If I go in NuGet and I go in Manage Packages, Publish Packages, voila. And even my friend participate, I think, to add the repository source here and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So I have now my my project, and C5M is for Cloud 5 minutes. Like I started to try to regroup and have kind of a, it's always cloud stuff with me. Undefined process land, that's pretty cool. One of the but. So yeah, so I was expecting to spend hours, and it was a question of like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. It's like, okay, add property, fill the blank. You know, it's not, could take times, but it's not hard. So, okay, I need an author, I need this, I need that, I need that. And you could even do it manually. So you could package locally and just go inside the NuGet. Hey, SuretyDev says, I like to, what? I like to be identified as digital friends. Oh, look like the real you will then. Pretty good, 89, that's good. Oh, interesting. I still see you with the highlights and everything in my Twitch. I'm having the Twitch stream here, like the whatever it is, stream manager thing. And I still have the border for you here. I'm running 2 PC set now. Like I start doing that. So like this machine here is Linux. Whoops. This one is Linux. NeoFetch. That's my work machine, and my streaming machine is my huge PC, and it's a Windows one. Now I was tempted to have it on Linux, but I have a few tools that are better in Windows, and now it's not family computer anymore. But yeah, so it's Windows, but I will have like WSL very strong on that one. Still need to configure a few things in there. Cool. Okay, so yeah, so now I need to do a using. And what? No. And we want to use C5M. Why are you not completing stuff? Reading notes dot is it? I definitely need domain, and I think I will need data also. No, data is where I am. Yeah, I am in data. I want domain, right? And I'll probably need this. It will be in Microsoft Azure. Yeah, but it's not you. But it's a good score. I need to change. Should I do it now? Usually CB react and celebrate. It just right now I need to change the connection string to pixel flush game to have it. I will fix that. So on next stream, CB will celebrate each time you land. But yeah, okay, let's do this. Yay! One of the 10,000 bots. Land. Hey GT Sum, welcome aboard. Happy New Year. Uh-huh. So I forgot this. Why? What? What's complaining? Renewable property. That's my constructor. Okay, so I still don't have. Maybe it's not this, is it? I forgot. I thought it was Cosmos, but it's storage. How was doing it? The beauty of where I am, like this one. Let's let's cheat. Let's go and oh yeah, that's also one thing I need to change. I'm using the services that fetch some information, and I need to do my own, because right now they just, because it's host as a central place, they reach their maximum. So I should do that and call the GitHub services. So that could be a project that will be working on Stream 2. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, usually have here like some statistics about my repo and different things, like main projects and like things like that. It's really cool, but like I said, it's hosted by the people who did that, and now so many people are using their services that they reach out, they exceed their maximum capacities, and they say, hey, you should host it by yourself, and like, why not? It is very simple, so I will probably do that. So in Tiny Blazor admin website, I'm using exactly the same kind of code I'm doing. So let's go in source, we'll go in the API, and if I go into domain, I think I have my, no, function? It's not, then in domain, what? Oh, it's in the share stuff, it's in the lib. It's true, that was my first, see, that's the thing here, I did that, so like I have my API, so my Azure function, I have the client, the static web app that is a Blazor website for me. And both of them were using a library. So I did this third project here. But then if I want to use those classes in another project, another GitHub repo, I was kind of stuck. And that's why I came with the idea of like, hey, this thing should be a NuGet package. So now it could be used from anywhere, and it can, evolve on its own rhythm. But my first, so like that's, so probably like the URL shortener domain, that will be probably NuGet package. That will be probably the code in there. And in there I have my storage table helper. And what I'm writing right now is kind of mostly the same thing. So here I have, so I was missing table. Okay. If I do here, so that's the domain. I don't want that one, I want this one. So did I have table? I don't see table. Whoa! So here I did, Okay, here I have Microsoft Azure Cosmo. Maybe I'm not using the same one. In here, if I go back in my lib, you know what, let's open this. This is super cool, by the way. Are you using that? The editor from GitHub repo, the VS Code hosted in the browser? I love that. It's so cool when you want to navigate quickly the code from someone without having to download or anything. This is just perfect. Ah, so I use this. Ah, okay. So I'm using the Cosmo. I walk on something soft and there's nothing, a ghost. Walk on a ghost. Okay. So I should change this. Okay, you know what? I will change that for Microsoft Azure Cosmo and Microsoft Azure Cosmo table. Version is not good. So let's go online. Let's go. I should have done that with a command, right? I forgot what was the. Oh. Oh. Okay. So let's do that. Let's try this and feel the pain. Let's do this. So it means I should do that also in my URL shortener. So let's do this and then. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. Why did you not have it? Oh, I will need to remove this. Okay. Okay. And now let's do a clear and let's do a .NET build, see what kind of new error would we have. And I should try a drop. Oh, I think I have new icons. Let's try. Yeah, I watch a few of the Chris stream also during the other day. Hulan99. Stefan! Stefan Lan! No, Jeff. Jeff Hats. That's close. But see? Boom! Boom! Can I see? What is it again? No, Stefan didn't land. Shirley Dev didn't land, but I landed. Oh, why it's not tracking? What? What? Oh, damn it. CB is not tracking them because there's no recording of the score. Oh. Because there's no recording of the score in the chat, so that's why it's not saved. Dang it. That's sad. Okay, bunch of errors. You. Method must have, yeah, it doesn't like that. Nullable property. It's not property, it's a constructor. Oh, because Frank, you changed the name, but you didn't change the name everywhere. Okay, and now this, still don't know what it is, huh? Cloud table, still don't know what it is. That's not fun. Clipping, you should know clipping. Jeff's hat is in good shape. Oh my god! That was good too. It's a good day for lending. Oh, okay. So why clipping is not there? Reading notes demand unnecessary. So C5M is not an option. Is there Kindle? So reading notes is in domain, it's a public class. Clipping, oh, clipping is in domain Kindle. Okay, that's why it doesn't know this. Okay. So I will do domain by itself because I need some and I need to do the one with Kindle. Okay. So we had 6 errors. See, that one now is used. Okay, that's cool. So let's do again. So now we have only 3. Woohoo! So it doesn't know the cloud table. And I'm wondering. Oh yeah, I didn't know I had it there. IP reference and documentation or sample will be good. Create a storage account. A table item. So cloud table. And this would be then table item, table continuation token. Okay, I still have the cloud storage that is not. Let's try to fix. Okay, so each cloud table now become table item. So wait, what? Yeah. So change that one. What? No. Place. Okay, cool. Next. Next. Change. So it's not good. Create or if not exists. It's not there. So it wasn't that. It's at this moment he knew he fucked up. I don't have that in my stuff. Okay. Frank, why did you change the library? Oh, it's the service client. Where that's coming from? This is a table service client. Ooh, the logic change. Create the table service client. So this is what it is. And I have this. Okay, so I don't need to have. Okay. So now instead of having all that, I just do like this and I pass the table name. Like that. Right? So here, yeah. And the storage account, the service client, storage URI. Ooh. Okay, well, we know. Oh, I should have. Now we know. To do. Done one. Oh, I think I crashed my stuff. Okay, so note. Note. It means I need to change that also for the URL shortener. So let's add a note. Note. I cannot each time I try to spell that word I make typos, so we'll just copy paste it. Use instead this one. But Frank, you will need to learn how to use it. Use this one instead. Ooh la 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 la. Yep. Let's save the stuff here. And let's do this. I'll try to find someone who we can raid. Although we're just, how many viewers said viewer? Like a tiny little group. Any suggestions? I will wrap up. I have my meeting starting very soon, and I need a bio break in between. So who's streaming today? Who should we raid? Any suggestions? While I'm looking into that. Whoops, I should cut the sound. Just keep trading on. Yeah, that would be cool. I would love to. Clockio is online soon. No, you don't see me, but I'm dancing. I need a bio break, and I want to go in a meeting starting in 5 minutes. So unfortunately, well, there's Jeff Bankerbird who's streaming doing some Alexa stuff. That could be interesting. What do you think? What? I have a BB. Be right back screen, right? I don't know that one. Yeah, let's go to Jeff. We'll rate Jeff. What's the thing again? Cool. Yeah. So I wish you all. Thank you for first being with me today. It was nice to see a friendly face. Always great to have you. I wish you all a great weekend. Code, have fun, and next week we'll be working on this. I will try to clean up everything so we have a clear plan of where we go. But now that I have a new PC and everything, and you here, the fun is just getting started. Have a nice week, everyone. Send some love to Mr. Jeff, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.